No, from, let's see, we left from Camp Pendleton,
Yep.
and we got on the ship, and then we went to the Big Island.
In Hawaii?
Yeah, in Hawaii.
Hawaii, yep.
Then we ended up going to back into Pearl Harbor on the ship that we're on. And then that's where we picked up the LSM.
Right.
They put the mortarmen, the
Riflemen, snipers.
and all that in different places.
Yep.
And we were in with the Seabees, and we went ashore. They came ashore. We had all those extra Marines, and we had all the Seabees on there. They had about 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, about 6 or 8 armored-clad bulldozers.
Right, I remember Dad talking about that.
Yeah, well, where your dad was, the first B-52, B-52 that landed on the island on the third day.
Right.
And we were right there, and geez, we were matter of fact, we had to tell the bulldozer guy where to go,
Right.
so he can get up there, because the track there, we used to lay down this track there, so the tanks and they used to sink right in it.
You had a bad motor on it, right? One of the engines
Something like
was
motor,
out,
yeah. Them guys jumped over kissing the ground, so the snipers were doing
They were getting shot coming in, right?
Yeah, the Japs were on the airfield. They had what they called spider holes. Did you ever hear that term?
Yeah. They duck down in and pop out.
Yeah, then pack out. Really.
Right here.
Jeez, I wish I had mine. I got some of the Marines that were Congressional Medal of Honors.
Yeah.
The ones that were the first ones on top of the airfield that was directing fire and got killed while they were directing fire. Because they were directing fire because we had that one ship there. The rear end of it was hitting that mountain you wouldn't believe. So, we could get ashore. Half of these guys that I went ashore with, I didn't see anymore after the first 4 or 5 days.
Yeah.
Because I was with my corporal, and he was the one that was in charge of everything, and nobody knew who, where, when is what. And most of the guys, we were supposed to land on Red Beach or Blue Beach, and ended up in Yellow Beach. I thought we separated when we were in.
I had my darn glasses.
The islands in Georgia. That's where we all separated from. Does it say any place there? Cripes. We're in Georgia.
Oh, it might.
See, we went to a place called Glencoe. That was where they had airships. Bernie and I, we were on a place called Heavier Than Air, which were planes.
Yeah.
Yeah, the airfield there in Georgia. Oh, that was another slut. Most every island, even Okinawa.
Oh, jeez.
Of course, they had everybody. They had Army. They had everybody there.
That's where the Navy took such a hit.
Oh yeah, they took that. They had the Marine Corps with casualties at that time, or because I used to get the leatherneck. Matter of fact, I got some old leatherneck downstairs. Where the as big as the Navy was, the Marine Corps casualties was way further than the Navy. Then right after Okinawa, that
was a slaughter on land and sea.
Yes, it was. And when I was in the hospital in Guam, that place was full with Navy guys. They were full. And then when I got to Aida Heights in Hawaii, jeez, I never saw so many guys all burnt up. And some of these guys took it, like a joke, And the worst one I saw was they were getting me back on the plane to fly to. Oh, that was in the hospital in San Francisco. There was a guy there had from the side down, he looked like an owl. But they kept him alive. How the hell he did that? Like an owl.
I'm sure he would
And
have
he flew on
preferred.
the plane with me too. I kept looking at him. I kept shaking my teeth. I said, "That could be me. That could be me." But he was just sitting there, not doing anything to help them on, help them off because he couldn't see. Yeah. Like I said, why did he save somebody like that? You know, another time I was with a lieutenant, and this lieutenant was, it was a 90-day wonder, I guess that they used to call him. You know, the 90 days they made a lieutenant out of him. When he came into the island, we were halfway up the island there, maybe the beginning of the second week in March, I think it was. He came up with us, and he was really gung-ho, and we were showing him where, we go lay down, and we used to use, for, the mortars, we call the, so many cadence this way, with the binoculars, your binoculars were marked, you can see how we can drop the thing there. Where the heck that guy come from? He must like me. Well, anyway, he comes up with this, and I says to him, "Hey, you better get down." And he says, especially when you're using the binoculars, you got to get yourself in the thing there. And he's calling out the cadence. The next thing I know is he just goes right back, right through his mouth, out at the back of his head. Part of his brains come out. He was still alive. Then we got him down to first aid station. What do you think the first thing they said to us, to two of us, I forgot this guy used to call him Killer Kane. He says, "Where's the part of the brain that blew out of the back? We gotta have that." I said, "Geez, we left him face and his back together. And I'll tell you, we're in a weird spot up there you wouldn't believe. Myself, I'm getting killed just to come here, and we had to wrap it in gauze. We couldn't pick it up.
What the hell were they going to do with it?
Huh?
What were they going
I
to do
guess
with it?
they're going to put it back in his head instead of putting the plate in. I guess they get whatever they wanted us to go get it. I mean, that was the first aid station, where if they put them together, if they can't handle them, they send them to the next line, and then if they can't handle them, if they got fake too long, they put them on the plane and fly them out. The guy always remembered there is the best guy called Carlo. And we were so screwed up, like being up early in the morning. The plane's by parachute, what the hell they call this little plane. It's to fly by and dropped the food off in canisters like this. You ever see that in the service? They put the hot meals in.
Didn't they?
Well, I dropped the food off, dropped the thing there down. We had to watch it. By the time we get wherever they were getting sniped there. Then we bring it back, figuring it was the guys in the front lines. The guys who were sitting back at headquarters, they were enjoying all the coffee, and nobody brought anything out to the lines. Yeah, that used to piss me off. Then we used to have to go up on a high rock there and sit there, and the guys had the binoculars to see if anything was moving out there. So then we used to call the guy that was up there with us, he used to call the 80s. What you call it, the 40s were the shit. The Japs could follow that, you know how a mortar goes off? It's got these increments in the back that makes it go so many yards and all that. And they could follow that trail no matter what, day or night. Day or night. Well, I can say the guys were fantastic. I mean, now that I can look at it and laugh about it, most of the time I was almost shitting in my pants.
Yeah, you were.
Matter of fact, all these guys, I used to be in foxholes, but they were they loved the duty. They were 1st Marine Division guys. But when they got hit or something like that in the operations, then they rebuilt the 5th Marine, so they had combat men to teach the guys who were, like myself, a greenhorn. And They were all used to talking, oh, we gotta go back to Sydney, or we gotta go back to so-and-so there. Oh, it was beautiful, the people were wonderful. The Marines slept right in their homes, you know.
Yeah, I came home with
I
a,
could, these guys here, that's all they talked about, and guess what? I don't think many of them made it back. All I know is, oh, we're dragging this one back, dragging that one back. I mean, I was a mortar man, and when you weren't, it was, the chaps were too good with that 40s, the 40s. We're bringing everybody back, Well, I had got word from somebody, some Navy guy told me, I forgot how many Liberty ships that took the Marines ashore, and it only took one Liberty ship to take them off the island.
that's exactly,
In our squad, we had 54 men.
yeah.
And as far as I know, there was just when I got relieved on the line, the guy, whoever was in charge, said, look at you and you were bringing the guys in the Navy. I'm trying to think of their names. They had to come in and fill in my spot, on the front lines or anything like that. Well, matter of fact, we're right there. I forgot what they call it, some kind of castle or something. That's where they were holed up right at the end of the island.
That's what you were talking about, the castle. Right? Was
But-
that you?
No. No, it wasn't me.
Yeah, I forgot the name of the castle. That was the last. But they committed suicide before they got in there. That's all they said. I mean, I wasn't there. That was 2 days later I heard that I was on the ship. And on the ship, about 4 or 5 days later, we got the big thing that Roosevelt had died. It was during that operation, but the operation was over with. Yeah. Yeah, you could talk all about the different things that happened, what's transpired. But I'll tell you one thing, nothing can beat that Corsair Marine plane. They're hard to fly. Corsairs,
Yeah.
well, when I used to come in for a run, boy, let me tell you, you used to have to put these things out, used to put a black out, so they wouldn't machine gun into the lines. They've done it though, they've done it. The first ones they built, I think the British built them, and we took over and when we put in a more powerful engine. And the only ones that type of plane was a hard plane to land on the aircraft carriers. It was only Marines flying them. But it's all behind us, and we're very lucky that we're here today to talk
Absolutely.
about it. Very lucky.
And it's because of men like you we're free.
Yeah,
And I thank you for that, sir.
I just done what I had to do, that's all.
I know, that's what you all say.
That's all
But
I
you
can
did it.
tell you.
And
Did what I had to do.
our world is what it is today because of it. There's no
Yeah.
question about it.
They're still fighting over there. I mean,
I know.
you
But
know,
we're still
this
free.
is what I say. I feel sorry for the guys that didn't come back.
I know.
They're actually the heroes.
Absolutely.
When people say that to me, I feel like
But you know,
there was one guy from New York. He went to save his buddy. Them guys were always like two peas in a pod. When one went to get the other guy, they both got killed. Matter of fact, there was a guy had a last name like mine. When he used to see me, hey, gee, we heard you got killed.
Got back home. I'll have it all with
Geez,
me today.
that's remarkable what you got there. Oh, that's nice. It's really nice for future generations to look into and whatnot. My girl.